Hello, everyone. I'm James Milan. Welcome to this town hall update. I am speaking with our town manager, Sandy Pooler. Of course, I am. Hi, Sandy.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Bunch of things on the agenda for today. Big surprise. So I'm just going to list them out and then let you start wherever you would like. We have, unfortunately, a recent spate of bias-motivated incidents to talk about around town. We have the Mass Ave and Appleton corridor design presentation, and then the MBTA Communities Visioning Survey. Also, a leaf blower bylaw, and finally, the new deputy town manager for finance, or as I like to refer to him, just for the moment, the new Sandy Pooler. So where would you like to start today?
Well, I think it's important to start off talking about some recent incidents that's happened in town uh, of hate speech and bias motivated incidents. There have been uh, multiple incidents in our schools recently of anti-LGBTQIA plus racist, and homophobic, and anti-Semitic graffiti, including at the high school and Audison Middle School. Um, Arlington Police also removed a hate speech group's banner from off of Route 2 the other day. Um, the Under state law, it is the school department that is investigating the incidents in the schools, and the police department is investigating what happened on Route 2. Um, we have put out statements condemning these acts and really affirming that Arlington is a welcoming place for all people. And I would encourage people, if you have concerns about things that you've seen, you can contact the town's Human Rights Commission or our Rainbow Commission, um, and they would be glad to talk to you. Um, and again, this is not what Arlington is about, and it's unfortunate these things are happening, but we affirm that this is Arlington is here to welcome all of its residents, and will continue to do so well into the future. So, unfortunately, that is the first news I have to report.
Yeah, it's really troubling news to share, I know, and but I also do want to note that I read the post that the town sent out a couple of days ago in response to this, in which multiple voices, your own included, of course, but also police and Health and Human Services and the Human Rights Commission, et cetera, all weighing in on this with the same voice and the same message as you've just described. So we know that about the town we live in, and yes, I'm sure that we will try and deal with these kinds of things as head on as we can, and hope to do better in the future for sure.
Yeah.
Well, moving on, do you want to tell us about the Mass Ave and Appleton corridor design presentation?
Yes, we had a presentation last night. I think it was a very productive meeting. We've wanted to have a lot of exchange back and forth between residents, businesses. There's a big church right there, thinking about the flow of traffic, the safety for cars, pedestrians, bicyclists, and in particular, the Audison school children who have to cross the street there all the time, getting back and forth to school. So we had, I think, a very productive public meeting last night. We heard from a lot of people, and I think we are now in a position to make some modifications to the initial proposals that we made to the select board. And we look forward to then going back to the select board soon to present a final plan so that we can then move forward. Uh, Once we get an agreed upon plan, the good news for this project is that the state is going to pay for it. So we are moving forward, and all this stuff, the information is on the town website, on the planning department page, under the app. If you search for Appleton, you'll find it. But I'm pleased about the progress we're making.
Glad to hear that. And obviously, we've been talking about this for a very long time, and things continue to move forward, which is great. Another thing that we've been talking about a lot recently, of course, is MBTA Communities and Arlington's designation as such, et cetera. I understand that there is a survey that you want to tell people about.
So, yeah, the state has asked all communities that basically are affected by the MBTA to allow zoning changes that would permit by right multifamily development. Uh, this is an issue that's going to come before town meeting in the fall. In the meantime, we are trying to engage with the public as much as possible on these issues. We had a session where we had over 230 people registered, 130 people attended for our first visioning session, which was held on the 9th. Um, a lot of positive discussion, a lot of back and forth. We now have a new community-wide survey that is open for the next 3 weeks. So we would encourage people again to go to the town website and share their perspectives. We're also inviting residents to host their own visioning sessions, and the town will provide visioning kits so that you can do this, within your own neighborhood, your own groups, and that information is on the website too. The other thing that I think is important for people to know is that just today, the state attorney general came out with an advisory saying that non-compliance with the MBTA communities law is not an option. In other words, that she intends to bring lawsuit against communities that do not comply. So I think we had already committed to complying. We agree that it is a good idea, um, but it is becoming very clear that any communities that drag their feet or try to get out of this will not be allowed to do so. So this is a good plan. It comports with our town master plan and our goals to diversify housing in town. So again, I would think it's a big thing for the town, and I encourage people to express their voices on this issue.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing that latest news as well about that pronouncement from the Attorney General's office, because I do remember talking to Claire Ricker recently about this and about the fact that only, I think it was 8 communities out of the 170 or so seem to be dragging their feet or resistant to this. And so I guess they're going to have some thinking to do about it moving forward. But Arlington, clearly it's full steam ahead. Um, Okay, how about the leaf blower bylaw?
Yes, spring is here. That brings the need to clean up our yards. And town meeting in 2022 voted a bylaw to eventually ban gas-powered leaf blowers. So starting yes on the 15th, there is a new seasonal ban on gas-powered leaf blowers by both commercial operators and residents on their own property. Um, 2 years from now, there will be a complete ban for commercial users, landscape companies, from using gas-powered leaf blowers. And then 3 years from now, residents will no longer be allowed to use gas-powered leaf blowers. So I would encourage people who to look at the town website for what those bans are. If you own a gas-powered leaf blower, I would also encourage you, if you own a gas-powered leaf blower, to buy a rake or an electric leaf blower, both of which are quieter and much better for the environment. So with spring on the way, it's time to keep things cleaned up and help protect our environment.
Well, wrapping up the official agenda for today, we do want to mention that very good news, I'm sure, at Town Hall, which is the hiring of a person to take the position you used to hold.
That is correct. We have a new deputy town manager and finance director. His name is Alex Magee. He comes to us most recently from a couple of years in the town of Hamilton, where he was the finance director and oversaw all of their financial operations. Before that, he worked for many years in the city of Lowell, in the city manager's office and IT department there. So he has experience both in very big communities and smaller communities, a lot of personal experience doing finances, doing collective bargaining. So he started a week ago last Monday and is just getting comfortable. I think he'll be a great member of the team. And I look forward to having him take over a lot of things that I've been doing. So I'm looking forward to that. And I think he'll be a great asset for the town. So I'm sure all of you who pay attention to the town's finances will see him and hear from him more in the near future.
Great. Welcome to Alex, and good news for Town Hall and for you in particular, I imagine. So, yay. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, again, happy spring as it comes along. We have daylight savings time now, and so I hope people are happy and healthy as things warm up.
Thanks very much, Sandy. I've been speaking, of course, with Sandy Pooler, who is our town manager for this town hall update. As always, we appreciate Sandy's time and we appreciate yours. I'm James Milan. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you next time.